Okay, what's up? This is Nick with Raw Day Trading, coming to you here with another daily review. It is September the 5th, 2024, and we got a review that might be a little lengthy here. So maybe you can enjoy it, maybe you can learn something, I don't know. But I do want to say this is not investment advice. Talk to your investment advisor. Day trading is risky. Most people lose some or all of their capital and a lot of time. It's an incredibly difficult thing to do. So if you want a sure shot to quick money, this is not it. But I will let you see what I'm doing. I'll comment on what I'm thinking. This is purely for myself and for entertainment purposes. So don't take my advice. Do your own research. Look at the world through your own eyes. I am not a guru. I don't do trading advice. I simply just make these journals and hope someone could find value from them, maybe to trade, maybe not to trade. But it's sincerely just kind of giving you an insight onto what the day of a trader looks like. All right, so let's get a little bit of a chart up here. This is the chart for APLD, and this was the biggest waste of time that I've had in a minute. I traded so many shares on this name to such little avail that I don't know. I don't like it. I'm down $228 on it, but I'm up on the day. I was going in heavy here. Not necessarily heavy share-wise because I saw the writing on the wall. This thing was a volatile mess. But what I did do is I just kept trading in and out, in and out, in and out. And to give you some context, I normally have about 60 tickets in and out on a normal day. Today, I had 497 orders placed. And an order consists of a buy order or a sell order, and a round trip is a buy and a sell together. So in total, I had just under 250 trades today. And while I'm not red, the amount that I'm up an okay amount. I'm up $400 after fees. Two things to note from that. It's a free commission broker, and the fees were still 80. What is it? I'm on 402. So they were $85 worth of fees. So if you trade like a maniac, you're going to pay like a maniac. Thank God this is not a commission broker. Thank God. Well, I just want to trade like that. But it's a free broker. I found some opportunity. $402 today. I made mostly thank God to HOTH, and it just moved very nicely. I thought it was going to fail, but we'll go through and look at a couple of important parts of the day and some of the highlights that I have on my that I took down on my notes here, and see what I could have done better, what I did well, and things to change for next time. So, okay. So, all in all, it was a very mentally challenging day. I was playing with decent size too. What else can I say? Well, let's just look at it. Okay, so one thing I did miss about this stock, APLD, was it. One, it had a history of selling off. I actually didn't see that until now, but I just remembered to check it. It has a history of like opening high and selling off, opening high and selling off. And while it had really good news, the news was NVIDIA and other investors back this APLD, excuse me, with $160 million of investment. So kind of good, kind of dilutionary, as in if other people buy stake in the company, they have the right then to participate in any of the upside of that company. So if they're part owners and they have a dividend, or if the stock goes up, they benefit, and basically all the other holders have a partial loss in their the value of the shares they currently have, because there were outside investors that came in, gave money to the company in exchange for ownership. And so that's not a great thing, although they do have more liquidity, and if they use it well, maybe they can do good things with it. Plus, NVIDIA recently bought this SVRE. Is it this one? I think it's this one. No, it's not. Is that wrong? Can't be this. SERV. Serve. Yes. So NVIDIA recently bought this stock on this day right here. And this is going to bring me to another point. I think APLD is going to open higher tomorrow. Now, I'm not taking a position on this, but I have an idea that it might do something like this, where the first day of the move looked like this candle right here, and then the second day opened way higher, went a little bit higher, came back down, and then consolidated and just totally ripped out of the water. This chart doesn't show the majority of the price action. I believe this was either what's it called, a SPAC. It might have been a SPAC or another type of stock. But what happens on Thinkorswim is they take kind of irrelevant chart data for stocks they don't really care about. Maybe they don't get enough action or whatever, and then they consolidate for their servers or whatever. They don't carry any of the previous price action. So if you go onto things like FinViz, they'll actually show the earlier price history, and then you can double check like when the stock was, founded. That is something that I do a lot. So especially if it has what seems like an unreasonably short chart. Like no stock starts down here at $4 and then goes lower. Like there's at least some action, usually maybe 20, 10 is the classic SPAC number. But anyways, I was looking at this one and I was like, oh, this looks familiar. Higher float, investment by NVIDIA. And I was thinking it's going to sell out of the open. I remember what happened on SERV. It was kind of consolidating sideways, sold out of the open, and then moved into the later day. Sort of what happened here. But a couple notable things here. This was incredibly annoying. It would just mess around, pop up, not break out, pop a little bit higher, go all the way back down, bounce down, and then go higher, rip down again, rip all the way back up, or kind of just grind up, So like the down trips were very fast, and compared to the up trips were just like I just didn't want to hold it. I kind of had a great idea, like I had a solid idea of where this was going to go, but I didn't want to accept the risk of maybe not exiting in time and holding from this low in case it went way lower. So that's what I was doing. And long story short, I lost money on it and I got a little bit frustrated on it, and I could have played way better. I could have played aggressive in different spots, but if you look at it, so this is something for the future. These high price names, they love flushing and they love making it look like it's gonna die. And then let's look at these areas of the most potential. This one right here. This one right here. This one kind of here. This one. This one. Look at that. Oh, so frustrating. It's like beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop. This one. So it makes a total signal that it's going to die. That looks like a death signal. If it were on anything else, I would have been like, wow, this thing's going to die. But these were tending to be positives for the name. And it kept just holding up, kind of riding off this kind of consolidation here. I don't know why that was a little bit off. So there's a little bit, or you could even go like this. Then we'll go down, look like it's going to fail. And even here, it's like taps 5. And this usually doesn't happen on lower float names. Usually on lower float names, it has a tendency to break levels. It has a tendency just to blow through, and then maybe it comes back, maybe not. But there's usually a lot more of a sell-off through significant levels. But this one, it was like loose control. And so the way I imagine this in my head, and the way I kind of see it as the market makers working, at least in this name, was they would have a lot of sell orders at the top of the range, as in maybe here, and a lot of buy orders down here, and then they would be kind of like a middle amount of orders in here, kind of like trying to play the range. But once it got down to here, it just couldn't go anywhere, and then it, like that range play reversed, tested low again, and then just exploded higher. But if you notice, it really only runs from the lows. Like this one doesn't run from the highs. Here, 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 here. And running is even more of an exaggeration. It's like a grind. And look at this one. This was the most epic of all. Once it came all the way here, really looked like it was going to fail and did not fail, and then did this like low volume, just consolidate higher. Creep, creep, creep. Bop, bop, bop. Oh, it has a pause candle, but bop, 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 bop. And the range is not crazy good in these candles. Like, for example, this fail right here was 509 to a low of 565. So maybe about, a little under 50 cents, 40 cents or so, then this one here, what are you going to do? Sit in there and wait for 10 cent? Oh, 3 cent? Oh, 3 cent? Holding. 10 cent? 10 cent? Oh, come back down. Looking sketchy. Just keep holding. Into this level too, which is the pre-market highs. Just keep holding. With the risk of unloading potentially at any time, 40 cents. It just seemed a little bit off to my reckoning. So I think my focus is going to be on this tomorrow if it ends up popping up. Ideally, I would have confidence to take a position here, but no, I won't do that. 531, I could see this opening low tomorrow. If it opens low tomorrow, I probably will still play it. I'll play it to get bought up. And ideally, it opens low and it gets nice up and down, because I think other people will buy it too. But that's just my opinion. Make your own choices. Do your own research, please. And then now I'm going to go to the bathroom and then come back. And when I come back, we're going to look at some video. So 2 seconds. All right. Let's go here to... I wonder why my video retrieval has slowed down. Maybe it's because it's now drawing from my other RAM or memory. I don't know how this shit works. Anyways. Alright, cool, that was faster. Okay, so about to open here. APLD is up on watch. SHPH is up on watch. Out of the open, I do some shit. I remember this. So that could have been a sign right there. I got slippage there, I think. I don't think that was just me being slow. I'm pretty sure I pushed the name lower when I bought there. So let's do a review here. That's kind of a problematic spot to buy in my mind, where there's a big bid there. I hate buying in front of big bids. It's never worked in the past. I don't know. Past year really just hasn't worked. Buying in front of big bids is kind of garbage, and I just feel like there's like auto programs and traders that just do the fucking exact opposite. So that was a mistake, but there was a significant amount of slippage. So I buy there. There's also a big offer. And then my order hits the market right here. Oh no, this is my buy. When does my sell hit the market? Yeah. So I'm selling. The offer on here still says 09. This could be lag on the computer system because it's open. It's the open and there's a lot of volume coming through. It could be because it's just slippage. But I get filled lower than I need it to be. Oh, that was annoying. It just was what it was. Let me see if I can sit down here because this is. Fuck it. Oh, and then it goes all the way low. Look at that. That would have been a buy at 95. Ooh, and I would have been choking right there. I would have been cutting for a nice $200 loss right there. $300 maybe. Okay, that was not a buy. It broke through all the levels, so that was my mistake. All right, Hoth. Hoth had come in pretty heavy, and it's not on the screen yet. It will be in just a moment. But I say start trading it pretty aggressively. This is the level 2 in order window for it. I do all right on it. I start ignoring SHPH. And it puts me back green on the day. All right. APLD going down, just like I thought. Hoth trading decently, but you can only see the level 2 here. And then 938, we're going to go fast forward to 938 because I have some big losses. So Hoth halts up. I'm up $200 at this point. Mind you, today I'm only up $400 altogether. And I spent all day coming back from this point where I make some mistakes on SHPH. And then I'm down to break even and slightly down $100 or something. So it was a lot of effort, a lot of mistakes. And then 938 here coming up. I'm going to take a couple of big L's here. And just is what it is. See if I can avoid them next time. I'm going to see where they are. I'm going to see. Do my best to reset this screen here. All right, so I'm in SHPH. Where did that happen? I buy SHPH at 302 right there. And for you guys watching, this is the level 2 in the top left side. I buy it there. I get filled a little bit low, honestly. Oh, and just like that, the bid drops to 94 when it looked like it was propped at 303. And then this was the start. Bid pops up a little bit. I don't take it. I'm still waiting. It's not progressing lower just yet. 3, 98, 98 by 3, 97. Oh, and I cut it right there for honestly maybe half of what it was down for a second ago. But I'm like, okay, so it's letting me out at decent prices. I buy back in at 97. Oh, and then I complete the loss. I complete the full loss I would have taken before. How silly was that? I was thinking it would just rip back higher, but no, it doesn't. And there it does. It actually does, at least on the ask. This was a very loose name, very low volume. The volume wasn't increasing. I can just tell by the level 2, it's just wonky. Down 271 on it. I get in at 302. There's a little hesitation. I cut it, and I get filled as the bid drops out. Or maybe I make the bid drop out. Let me see here. Okay. I buy back again in the same fucking place. 302, just like that. Just like that, 302. And then now I am taking my loss. Oh, just to watch it go higher. Actually, it doesn't go higher just yet. Tries to shake more people out. And I'm watching the level 2 on this top left-hand side right here. Really important to learn how to read this, guys. And then there it goes. It's starting to pop up. Starting to pop up. Popping higher and higher and higher. But that bid, man, that bid is nasty. $363 so fast. I was frustrated. I think I just let it go from this point on. Just a bunch of garbage. And then now I'm down $63 after being up $200. So this is a little bit of a caricature of how I feel, but in the moment, I wasn't feeling bad, and I just kept playing aggressive for better or worse. And you know, it was a very frustrating name. I was not playing it in the way that it should have been played. I don't even know how it should have been played. I don't even know if I should have been trading it. It was popping up yesterday. It had news today, but the move was kind of yesterday. And the pre-market chart was just up, down, up, down, up, down. Yo-yo. And the spread was wide. I kept trying to get in on the ad, I kept marketing into it and marketing out. So I just paid market makers for this one. I was not super clever about it, but when I was clever, when I did play it in an intelligent way, I let myself get shaken out. But even worse is I bought back in at the same price and did it again, and then did it again, and then did it again. It's a strategy to pay market makers a lot of money doing this. Very, very, very annoying. I thought it was going to open up, and then if it did open up, I would have won big, but it didn't, and I did not win big. I won negative, very negative, and that's just that. Okay. Next one. Hoff, this is me trying to take the moves out of the halt, and I lose some money there. I lose money twice, or I break even once and I lose money another time, and I break even again, narrowly avoiding a halt down. Just by a hair. Let's watch that one more time. Okay, this is the halt. It's opening higher. Creeps lower for just a second. At least on the indication right here. And then I buy it. But it's hesitating, so I cut it. Then it hesitates and goes back the other way, but I buy it at the highs. And I cut it at the lows. At least at this micro range. Sellers are coming in. It's not doing what I want. I end up taking one more trade right there. I get filled low, and I immediately cut it. That is one of the signs, especially in dangerous areas, that I have learned to do. It's just, if you get filled low, careful, because that shit's dangerous. Especially when it's volatile and you won't have a chance to get out because you will get caught in a halt down. Anyways, you can also reduce your share size. You could do a whole bunch of things. You could just wait till it's not volatile, wait for the 1 minute candle to close. Trade rapidly. I don't know. I just don't know. Okay. So 938, big losses on SHPH, minus 200 red, opened up multiple attempts at the same level, blah, blah, blah. 10 o'clock. So we're going to fast forward to 10 o'clock. And I keep playing Hoth. I make a little bit of money. Actually, Hoth ends up being, I end up making $1,000 about today on Hoth, mostly because of this move, I think. A few others, but I'm like, wow, what's going on here? I thought it was done, but apparently not. Oh boy, I missed a great trade right there. Took a nice little profit, right? Actually, I had a couple good profits in here, but I missed the rip into the halt. Nice. Okay. Huh. Those are hard to predict. Hard to predict when that happens. Oh, fuck. Okay. And then 10 o'clock on is when I play like garbage on our good friend APLD. Oh, this just looks so difficult. This trade right here. This trade right here looks like a trap, but it really is a short trap. I mean, if you look at the unformed candle here, it's coming into what normally would act as resistance at this level right here. Let me make this a little bit bigger too. Okay, it's coming into this level here. It kind of is breaking above a downtrend line right there. But the volume is really low on the 1 minute. It looks like it's going to turn around. It looks like it's going to turn around right here. Maybe tap VWAP. Maybe. But it looks like it's just like the bouncing ball, bouncing, falling off the table. So what actually happens though? It's 10 o'clock too, so it's an increased volatility. And if you get caught on the wrong side of the increased volatility, that's crazy. It's just, especially with size, you're just like amplifying whatever happens. And so it just keeps creeping higher, higher. And now it's like close to 75. I'm like, oh, maybe it'll get reversed like that. And then just die off and double top and die. Huh. It's kind of moving higher. So if you would have bought right there, trying to time the break of 75, you would have had to wait for it to recover here. Huh. That's interesting. Big seller. Did not see that. It's pressing into the big seller, blows right through it. And then now, I think if I were in from the 75s, I would either be taking half, or just holding it all looking for 5. Realistically, I'm looking for a dip here. I want it to like dip, but it just gets held in these locations. And when it's paused like this, when it's held, when it's paused, it's just really difficult to get an idea of where it's going to go. So you got to rely on other stuff. What could be other stuff? Oh boy, if I could only know, that would make me so much richer. Problem is all that shit changes. So a couple things that I can say looking at it right now and looking back. It still hadn't tested high of day. It had this peak higher just above 5. 5 is an obvious level for a couple reasons. Even more than just being resistance, psych resistance. It is an actual level on the chart. And that's what this orange line is here. I forgot exactly what it was. Here it's above these 200 days. Okay. But, who's to say it's not just doing a test above? It's very difficult for me to read these. Very, very difficult. Any short-term play gets reversed. But you can use that logic I found, at least for some of the instances. So this finds a bid here. People buy it. It's hesitating up here. I'm waiting for the 70s for sure. Nope, not for sure. I buy the 85s, waiting for a break. It's not a break. There it goes. I just keep taking these 1-cent trades, not really making anything meaningful. And then over here, this is now kind of a reversal signal. It's like it's an overextended green candle overextended volume, even though just slightly. I think I missed it. And then I start taking dips off this one. Not good. Now, break even on right now. There are a couple L's, but I just keep turning over shares. It's not opening up. It wasn't that circumstance that was right for it to open up. This requires a ton of volume. It already has a lot of volume, but it doesn't have a ton. It has, and it's easy to borrow. I did not know it was easy to borrow. I might have been paying attention for differences in the patterns, but I missed it there. And then now it's pushing high, and now I'm like chasing it way high. Like, this is ridiculously high that I'm chasing it. I could have had it in the low 80s, and I'm in 95, chasing it for the break higher, but it's hesitating. So it's like, do I chase it when it hesitates after it's already moved high? Such problems to solve that I just don't solve them. I just do a poor job at it. And so at this point, I was up $351. I was sitting nicely. Not only was I sitting nicely, I had less shares that I bought and sold, and my fees were low. I could have walked away right there, but instead I did that. Now, what was that? This is my biggest loss here, I think, on this name. And I remember it. Okay. So it tests higher at 5 at this significant level, at this daily level that I have marked out right here. Oh boy. What do I do? Okay, I buy right there. I sell. Not looking good on the chart, but I'm thinking it's just going to rip and rip without me. I think it's going to go right here. I buy. I get filled at 89. Oh! And just like that, I cut at 75, giving back $150. More like 130. All right. That was annoying. Fair. Cuts it at 70, 75 and a half. Or 75 and a half. What do I do now? Do I play this well? I don't know. Boo. I jump over to HOTH. And there's a fly in my room. Huh. Oh boy. Okay, so I'm trying to buy a 1 minute pattern on this, but this 1 minute pattern does not look right as far as I can see looking back on it. So let's see what happens. I'm looking at APLD again. Oh, I buy there at 90. I cut. It goes to 95. I buy 94. I cut. I buy again at 95. It goes to 92. I cut. Goes to 92, goes to 95, goes to 96, I buy, hesitates, and I cut again. Now it's basically pinned under $5. I could hold here for 5, the break of 5. And it looks like it's going to break. It looks like it's going to break so hard. But what happens is it doesn't break. And it ends up really enjoying the amount of shares that I put through it. Oh boy. I take another small stop out right there, another small stop out right there. And I'm just basically all over on this name without any thought of what to do. So what would I have done differently at this point? Oh boy. Just bought and held, I guess. Oh. It's really hard. Even watching this now is hard for me to understand what I could have done. But I know that those were not the trades to take. So I'm actually going to do something a little bit different now. What happens here that makes it a takeable trade? Huh. Oh, I was hesitating down there. It wasn't moving. It was getting caught. It could have died right here, though. What happens here? There it is. Ooh. Oh, yeah, boy. Okay. Fuck it. Goes all the way to 5.2. Pops up again to 5.2. Keep trading it. I keep churning. Where is the next big point? 736 to 750. And it keeps going up. It's just I'm giving back more and more money here. I'm playing defense, for sure playing defense, but I'm just buying in the wrong spots. Oh, fuck, I gotta text my buddy. There's just a lot of I'm looking at my log of orders and I'm just buying and selling at literally the same price. Literally. 38 and a half, 30, 46, 5, 40, 56. 545, 545. just over and over and over again. Like I took a loss there, but it was by like half a cent. And it's just over and over and over again. Just fucking pounding. Oh, what could I have done? I could have just held, but I didn't want to. This was that one of those names where just holding would have been fine. Oh boy. It's fucking dumb. Holding here wouldn't have been fine though. This I think gets reversed for the time being. Yeah, there it is. And then comes back, peaks high. I don't even know. This one, the main theme of this is it did a great job at doing everything that I didn't think it would do. Everything opposite to what I expected. And usually I'm really good at predicting this garbage. But it just didn't open up the way I wanted it to. Every time I would buy, it would be a dump. And I'm going to have to, yeah, I'm going to have to play it differently in the future. In fact, I am going to have to put this entire video in its entirety. I'm going to rename it High Float Good News Grindy Practice. High flow, good news, grindy. $4 to $6. Never breaking out practice. And that name is probably the most accurate I could give it. Easy to borrow is another one. Yeah. EDB, baby. All right, so that is going into my practice sheet. Oh, fuck. Yeah, see this? High flow, good news, easy to borrow, 4 to 6. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so put that in practice. Oh, this is so similar. Yeah, the fucking SCRV. This was the one I was talking about at the beginning of this video. It was going straight up. And my P&L kept going straight down. I have a new project I can work on. Figuring out why I'm such a brick when it comes to this fucking trading. These fucking names. I wonder what the... Let's check and see what the float is on... Serve. Okay, so Serve's a little different. It's only 25 million. APLD, I believe, is in the hundreds. Yeah, it's 112 million. This is the daily. Oh, covered California is advertising towards me. Yeah. Yeah, so not quite the same, but not even quite, not super similar, honestly. There's a lot of difference here. There's more price action and less opening up on this daily chart. Aside from this gap here, this gap is a fucking, so 637 to 750. Huh. My bets are it opens in that level tomorrow. Somewhere in between here. Look at that. Just like, look at that. Look at that volume. I guess it had bad earnings and someone just was like, I'm going to buy it. Someone at NVIDIA was just like, let's fucking invest in this. Ick. All right. Well, I think I'm going to wrap it there. Great spending time with you as always. Thank you for giving me motivation to review this stuff in a more thorough manner. I always like to review and talk about it and think about it. And if I don't have anyone to talk to, then whatever, you know. Remember, day trading is risky. Remember, my results aren't typical. Remember, most people lose some or all of their capital day trading. Remember that you can also lose a lot of time. Definitely can lose a lot of time. Time may be more valuable than the money you lose. At least that's kind of how I feel about it.